Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is actually Labor Day. It is Monday, and as you can tell by the title, I am discussing the common dating mistakes that I made in my 20s that if you are in your early and mid 20s, you should definitely avoid these mistakes. And I am 28 years old. I'm in my late 20s, so I feel like I could speak on a couple of things now. I'm more seasoned, I'm more mature. I have grown. I see the growth. I'm in therapy. I've been doing my shadow work. So I feel like I could actually speak on some things. And so these are my personal experiences with dating. And so if I could just touch at least one person out there and y'all can avoid these things, that would just make me ecstatic, because there's a lot of things that I done while dating in my 20s that I really regret. So let's get into some things. I have my hookah. I am a hookah girl. And yeah, we about to talk. We about to get into some girl talk. So let's get into it. Okay, first thing first. I want to say the biggest thing that I learned while dating in my 20s is, for me, is wanting a relationship really bad. Like, I could say in my 20s, I was only in one serious relationship. One serious relationship where it was healthy, it was good. Like, we didn't have no major issues. Like, it was really healthy. And I entered that relationship at 19, and it ended when I was like 23. So, that's probably the only relationship that I had in my 20s. That I feel like I did something right. But besides that, let's talk about, being in a relationship. Like, I felt like I wanted to be in a relationship really bad. Like, when I started talking to someone, of course the goal is to be in a relationship, but they don't always work out with these guys because they don't be knowing what they want, or they want to play games. And I just felt like I wasted, especially when I was in college, y'all. I went into college a little late. I went into college when I was 21. I graduated at 25. And I could look back and say my whole college experience, I was taking, like, I wanted to be in a relationship badly. The guys I was dating, like, it was very toxic because me being so serious and them just not being serious enough. And so I even talked to my therapist about this. Like, she asked me, like, why is it you want to be in a relationship so bad with me? And, like, why? You know what? I honestly couldn't come up with anything. Yeah, I feel like you need to have fun. Like, you need to date around. And I really regret not dating around. And when I started talking to somebody, y'all, I am loyal to a fault. Like, my loyalty just ran deep. And I immediately cut off anybody that I feel like is a threat to the person that I'm talking to, or that it would jeopardize anything with us. And I feel like that was my downfall. I should have been open to dating other men or going on dates. Like, dating do not necessarily mean sleeping with somebody and all of that. It just means, like, being open to, like, having friends and going on dates, because you never know who's for you, honestly. And I feel like I was just focused on one person, and it wasn't reciprocated. Like, men, let me tell y'all something about men. They're not like that at all. They gonna talk to you, another girl, this one, they gonna date around. But as women, like, we just have something instilled into us with that honestly make us, like, so loyal and don't want to talk to or date around when we talking to one person. But definitely avoid doing that in your 20s. Just avoid, like, being loyal to somebody and wanting to be in a relationship so badly, and the other person is not reciprocating that, and y'all ain't even in a relationship. Like, if, let's say 2-3 months, at least 3 months went past and a person have not asked you to be in a relationship, or you seeing things where you know that, okay, he have not asked me yet and I just feel like it's going nowhere, I'm not saying cut that person off, but just put them in a category like, okay, look, we just gonna be friends. I'm still gonna go on. You ain't gotta tell him that you're going on dates, but just date around is what I'm saying. They all they want to be in a relationship. I wish that I wouldn't have did that. Like, I wish I would have had more fun and more experiences. And I mean, I cannot take it back. So yes, ladies, please avoid that. That brings me to the second thing. Confidence, knowing your worth, pretty much. I feel like it's very important to know your worth. Like, being young, you might struggle with knowing your worth and your confidence, but you really have to get to know yourself. And sometimes it takes you getting older to know yourself and know what you like. But I feel like when you are dating, you need to really sit down and think about, okay, what I'm going to accept, what I'm not going to accept from somebody. It's going to be in a talking stage with this person for months and months and then years. Because I made that mistake of just like, okay, I know I want a relationship, but this ain't what he wants. So, I still want to be connected to this person. So we just going to be in a talking phase and I was in a talking phase for minutes. And it was not what I want. So that brings me back to know your worth. Know what you want. Go in confident. Because if a person see that you have high self-esteem, you have high confidence, they're going to know they can't play with you like that. They're going to know that. And I just feel like I can honestly say my confidence wasn't there. I didn't know my worth. And that's why I was falling into those traps. That's why I was in those long talking phases and just going with the flow. Because I just simply didn't know my worth. And that's just, I don't want to get too deep, but as I got older, I definitely have built more confidence, and I feel like I do know my worth now, and I'm not going to let someone just have me in this talking stage or whatever for months and years. Like, no, we could be in the talking stage for like 2 months. After that, you need to be deciding what you gonna do. Because listen, baby, auntie getting too old. Like, auntie is getting too old to be in talking stages for months and years. Like, nope, I know what I desire, I know what I want. And so it just go back to that confident thing and knowing your worth. Number 3 is really big for me. So, number 3 is stop taking advice from people who don't even have healthy relationships themselves, or who are not in a healthy relationship. Like, we have these homegirls and we have family members or whoever that we call and be like, hey, I need your advice on something. Or, you just venting to them because you want them to tell you what you should do in a situation. And it's like, I did that for a couple of years. I just stopped doing that. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm 28 years old, and this year I stopped. Like, I realized, like, I cannot be taking advice from people who are just not honestly in healthy relationships. I'm gonna just call it how it is. You have to decide what is best for you. Like, of course we want to hear like, oh, you right, or leave that person, don't be with that person, because that's the first thing they're gonna say when you vent to them about something. It's like, oh, leave that person, oh, you could do better. Or I say stick it out. No. At the end of the day, you want to be validated. I feel like I wanted to be validated. Like, I knew I was wrong. I knew I was toxic. And it's like, oh, I got to tell my friends about this or my family about this so they could, like, side with me. Because I know they're going to be like, girl, you right, F that nigga and blah, blah, blah. I had to stop doing that, because at the end of the day, it's your decision, it's your life. And you know what's best. You know what you need to do. You honestly just calling for an opinion that don't really matter, because at the end of the day, you need to do what's best. You know what you should do. And I learned that this year. Something happened in my life where I just wanted everybody's opinion. And I'm not going to speak on a situation that happened, but I was just calling around. Like, I was telling my friends about it. I was telling my family, my mom, like, everybody. And when I hung up the phone and reflected on what they told me to do, it's like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I am not doing what none of y'all say. I'm going to do what I feel is best. And so it's just like, sometimes you want to hear that you should do something that you don't necessarily want to do. And it's just like, just stop taking advice from all of those people. You have to think on what it is that you want to do, and you're going to come up with the best decision for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit you or it's not going to benefit you. So you got to be smart. So that third thing, ladies, stop taking advice from outsiders, from people who are not in healthy relationships, who never been in healthy relationships. Another thing that I can say is, when dating in your 20s, have fun. That is the biggest thing. Like, have fun. Do not take everything so serious. Don't take everything so personal. And I was just that type of person who just took everything personal, who would get mad at the slightest like inconvenience, or the slightest thing someone said to me in a relationship, and just like flip it and get mad instead of like listening. Like, I wasn't open to listening to my partner, like their opinion, especially if I felt some type of way, I felt like they was wrong. I would not listen to them. I get mad and I flip it on them. No, it is very important to communicate and to be open to someone else's opinion, because if you want to be in a relationship, you're gonna have to communicate effectively. You have to listen to your partner and, you know, receive what they're telling you. Not saying that everything is right what they're telling you, or, you know, don't just change yourself completely, but be open to new ideas, to new things. So, like, communication is really big in relationship. Be open to communicate is what I'm saying, because I wasn't open to communicating at all. Like, my partner or the person I was dating made me mad, I would be quick to block them. I'd be quick to start an argument. Yeah, it was very unhealthy. And me looking back on it, it's like, I really self-sabotage a lot of my relationships. Well, not relationships, I'm gonna take that back, because I was only in one serious relationship in my 20s, I'm gonna be honest. But dating, I was just like, probably couldn't get to that relationship stage because it was because of me. Because I just, growing up, I just didn't see healthy relationships. I'm just gonna say that. I didn't see it, and so I didn't know how to receive, like, certain love, or I wasn't open to communicate, because I didn't see people communicating effectively when I was growing up. Like, I done seen some stuff, and I was just used to toxicness, and I thought like toxic mean that, you know, that person really like you, not knowing that that is not it. I thought if we argued or we fought, and then a couple of days we made up, like, oh, you know, this person is for me, they care. That's not it at all. And when I was in a healthy relationship, I'm like, we had arguments, but it was like little petty arguments. We ain't cuss each other out, we ain't call each other names, none of that. Like, we'll get mad at each other, but then we'll communicate and talk about it. But for some reason, after I got out of that relationship, that just never happened again in my 20s. Like, nothing was healthy. And it probably because, I am going to say this, it probably because I was dating a girl. Like, that was my only healthy relationship in my 20s, when I was dating a girl. And that is sad. My relationship with men have never been healthy. And I had to reflect on that, and I talked about that with my therapist. And I am still currently talking about it, and we still figuring it out. But I can say now I am looking at things totally different. I'm open to communication. I listen to my partner. I am single, we're gonna say that. But if I was to if I was to start dating again, I am open to listening and, you know, taking advice from them, and just being like in my feminine era, like letting him lead pretty much. Because not gonna lie, I just been like super independent, super like a little masculine. Because honestly, I did not know how to just let a man be a man. But you know, when I look back, it's like these dudes I was dating, and they wasn't real men anyway. I had to realize, like, why am I attracting men who do not desire relationships, who desire toxicness, and you know, it's not what I want. It was because honestly, I'm gonna say this. I know I'm going everywhere in this video, y'all, but y'all catching the drift. But honestly, I was not happy with myself, and I was toxic also. So that's why I was attracting those type of people. Like now, I feel like I'm in this single stage, and sometimes I get a little frustrated. Like, dang, I feel like I done healed a good bit, and I see things differently now. You know, why am I not finding my person? But I had to be okay with being single, and I'm still going through my healing phase, and I'm still doing my work on myself. So it's like I'm enjoying the single stage. But yeah, it's like you are what you attract, basically. And so I had to learn that, like, I was not happy within. I was fighting a battle within, and so those the type of people I was attracting. And so now I feel like when I start back dating, I'm gonna attract a whole different type of man because I am doing the work inside. So yeah, be open to communication. Be open to hearing what your partner has to say and receiving it in a good way. Do not receive it on a defense, like being defensive. So yeah, guys, those are probably, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 things. I was kind of a little all over the place, but definitely date around. That was number 1. Date around in your 20s. Do not be stuck on someone who does not take you seriously and want to keep you in that talking stage. Number 2, be a effective communicator. Learn how to communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, you do not need to be seeking out a relationship. 3, stop taking advice from people who do not have healthy relationships in their life or been in a healthy relationship. Make sure it's somebody who, if you do take the advice, make sure you see that, oh, you know, you've been in a relationship for a certain amount of years, and it's healthy. Make sure it's healthy. And at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do. So why ask somebody else for their opinion? Number 4, know your worth. Know your worth and be confident. Learn how to build that confidence. Start dressing well. Start doing your makeup. Start just getting out there more. Like, I literally had to push myself to where it's like I'm building my confidence up. Learn how to communicate, and that confidence, build that confidence up, and know your worth. And also, do not be so pressed for relationships. Do not be so pressed to be in a relationship in your 20s. My biggest downfall. So I hope you guys took what I said from this video and you learned something. I hope you avoid those common dating habits that I personally made. And every day I am evolving, and I am becoming the woman that I always wanted to be. And I'm just really proud of myself because it took for me to be 28. And I just turned 28 in June, y'all. Literally, 27, still toxic. 28, something about when I turned 28 and what I went through this year, it transformed me. Y'all, I feel like it really did. Like, I really woke up. So I feel like going forward, like I said, I'm gonna attract a whole different man or a whole different like type of person because I'm doing that work, and y'all gotta do that work too. If you in your early and mid 20s, I understand, like, hey, young and turned. I was young and turned too at one point, but also do that work so you can attract the person that you want. Not necessarily the person that you want, but the person that you need. Because look, I know what I want, but I also know what I need. And that's what I'm trying to attract, somebody that I need. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. Please subscribe. Stop right now. Pause this video. Scroll down. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 200 followers. I really want to get to 500, 1K. But hey, we got to start somewhere. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, you comment. Let me know. Like, let me know what's going on with your dating life, or feel free to reach out to me via social media. I am a cool person. We can chit chat, talk about this all day long. And I hope you guys have a good Labor Day, because I'm having a good Labor Day. So yeah, I'm out, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.